Hi, I'm Debbie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a collective reading. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a small reading. The energy is excitement, it's movement, love. I also told Taurus last night that I would tell a little bit about my journey, okay, and how I learned about my twin flame, and I'm going to do it without tears. I'm going to try to, because it isn't exciting, but it's just an example of how you know and be in your knowing, right? Because we doubt it. We do. We go through the journey like, what is this connection? What is this all about, right? Okay, so if you've been following me, you know that I have had childhood trauma. I've had sexual abuse. I've had father that didn't really love me due to he wasn't the one, but he knew of it, which is his issues, and I'm learning that as an adult. You know, they weren't mine, but you have to. It's that inner child work. That's why it's very important to do that inner child work. Okay. A mother who put my siblings above me, which. And in turn, when you go back and look at it, it's like, did I really want that? No, I always wanted to be alone, so why did that bother me? I mean, it's like, and that's what your twin flame does. They trigger you, and you go back, and you're like, put those dots together, right? And you heal that when they do the rejection and stuff like that. It's all part of the journey. Okay, so here it goes. I've always known I was different, okay? I've always known I was different. I had been drawn to tarot for years. Rooted belief, right, was afraid of it, was told that it was bad, it's black magic, it's all that, which is bull, right? You and I both know it's the divine, it's rooted belief, it's the Illuminati, it's the secret society, it's all of that trying to control you and what you want to do so they make money, right? The man, okay. That's why we tell you, you got to get away from the rooted belief systems, you got to cut negativity out. You got to follow your true bliss, and the 9-to-5 job is not for you, and you know it. Okay, that's why you always hop from job to job. That's why you feel like there's, what am I doing with my life, right? Okay. I had cards, and I dabbled with them. Didn't really understand them. I kind of understood them a little bit, not a lot, for a long time, but kind of did. I hid it, right? I hid it because I was ashamed. Rooted beliefs. Okay. So I finally, I went through depression. I went through suppressing my trauma, doing all that stuff when it started to come out. I was misdiagnosed. You know, I have lost through my journey of the last, it started in 2017, over 100 pounds, okay? I'm finding myself, right? So I was very, very obese. I was obsessed. I was addicted to food. I was addicted to TV. I was addicted to soda. Didn't have like strong a substance abuse, but that's strong enough. Try living without food, or kicking that addiction because you have to eat, right? Okay, so I went through a divorce in 2017 when I finally decided to choose myself, right? It was difficult. I thought I was going to wait till my kids were 18, my youngest twins. I did not. Divine had other means. It's like, it's time, right? It's time. So I ended up, because I was a stay-at-home mom, which I'm very thankful for. I'm thankful for everything that's happened in my life because I wouldn't be where I am today, right? That's what you have to do. You have to take that negative, transmute it into a positive, okay? I'm very thankful. I'm trying not to make this a very long story, okay? But just give you an idea about my journey. Okay, so in 2017, I didn't have any money, didn't have anything. My family turned against me. They believed his lies, and they were lies. He tried to tell them that I had affairs, several affairs throughout a marriage. I hadn't ever had an affair. There was no other man but him. I did talk to somebody at one point, but it was never an affair, if that makes any sense. It made me realize that I'm unhappy. Okay, I never met up with a man. I never met up with him. I couldn't, he wasn't even in this country. So, but it led me to believe, it led me to realize, wait, I'm not honoring myself, I'm not honoring my children, and I'm not honoring my ex-husband, right? I have to let it go. I have to be myself, right? I have to be true to myself and find myself. It was very difficult for my children when I chose myself, because I've always put others in front of me, and that's the part of that self-love. I didn't have that self-love, right? I always put everybody's needs above myself, always, right? Just like my mother did, okay? And I taught my children wrong. That is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put yourself first, then them, okay? That is what it's supposed to be. That's what I learned. But when I became what they saw was selfish, they didn't know how to react, right? So they got very angry and bitter. Fine, things are fine now with my kids. I mean, but it's also a rejection that I needed to deal with, right? So I ended up homeless. I slept in my car, okay? I had no money, no job. I hadn't worked since 2008, and it was just little jobs. I'd work at the school, do that. I just happened to fall into a job, right? People, the divine puts karmic stuff into your life for a reason. I ended up moving in too soon with somebody. They were from another country, never really, they had addictions. They got into severe addictions during our relationship, but it taught me a lot, right? It taught me that, yes, I can support. See, I didn't think that I could be independent and support myself, right? I thought I always had to be dependent on a man. It's what I was brought up, right? That's how I was brought up. When I grew up, it was like, when I was in school, where did you see you in 5 years? Married with kids. I mean, I had older generation parents, okay? I don't regret it at all. I wouldn't have my babies. I wouldn't have my grandkids. I'm happy. I'm thankful. And yes, I have grandkids. I know I don't look like I'm a grandma, but I am a nana. I had my kids young. Not too young, but I had them young. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter how old you are when you have children. Anyway, so I was in that relationship for a while. And it was a very, very toxic relationship. Very toxic. He was very narcissistic. He was very toxic. He wanted to control everything, and he did. And I was in a very dark place. Very, very dark place. But I thought I was helping him. He was an orphan. He was a refugee. I'm like, I'm supposed to help this person, right? That's what you think, right? Because that's who I am. That's who we are. We help people. That's what we do. We have this heart, right? So in 2019, I knew the relationship. I had left and moved a couple of times to get away from him, and he always followed. I ended up losing my apartment because of him and his addictions, and I've never dabbled into those addictions. I haven't. No desire to. I like my mind clear. Not saying that I haven't drank, but I've had alcohol, so I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, I have been saying for a long time, like for the last 6 months of the relationship, take out my life who you don't want in my life and put in my life who you want to put in my life, right? I keep saying this over and over and over and putting that out there. Okay. So in July of 2019, Steven popped into my messenger, okay? Randomly, I've never seen this man before in my life, didn't understand why and he's younger, and very fit, and I wasn't. It just blew my mind. Didn't know my self-worth, didn't have that self-love, like, didn't feel like I was worthy of. Why would you? I mean, hello. I mean, now it's like, why wouldn't they? I mean, I found that self-love. I found that discovery through him. I did. Anyway, so I talked to him for a few weeks, but I'm a loyal person, so I'm like, look, because he was like, girl, you need to leave this guy, you know, and whatever, you know, and just, it was encouraging, but it's like, you know, I can't talk to somebody else when I'm in a relationship. It's just not fair to me. It's not fair to them, right? So I let it go, and I kept saying, take out of my life who you want in my life, put in my life who you want not, right? Okay. That was in July. And in October, I was in a job that I enjoyed. I've always excelled, right? And I help people. I've always helped people at my jobs. Is it where I'm supposed to do the 9 to 5? Absolutely not. But they were prepping me, right? They were prepping me, right? Pushing me towards that journey. So it's a process. So I had gotten another promotion, doing what I do. I worked on the phones. I worked for a major hotel chain. I was out at the call center. We had been at the point where I lost my apartment. We were staying at an extended hotel. I didn't have a problem with that, right? It served my needs, you know, whatever. I'm fine. You know, it didn't bother me at all. I didn't have a car at the time, right? We were close to the grocery store. I would walk back and forth to the grocery store. I get groceries. I get rides to work. I did it. I did my thing. And I found out that I can support myself and somebody else because they didn't work, and survive, right? It didn't matter where I lived. I was surviving, right? I had a roof over my head, pillow underneath my head, clothes on my back, food in my stomach. You know, I was surviving, right? Bills were paid. So I kept saying that. And then when I got this next promotion, I wasn't feeling good, right? And I had suffered from anxiety a lot, which is that negativity, right? I had panic attacks. One day I was coming home from the store, walking over, and it wasn't even a very far walk, like half a block, carrying groceries, and I kept, and it was happening at work. And at work it was a long walk because it used to be a mall, the call center. So it was a little bit of a walk, which didn't bother me. But I kept losing my breath, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought I was having a panic attack, anxiety. I was like, what is going on with me, right? So I'm going to try and not make this a long video, but it is my journey. So what had happened is I got really sick on a Friday. My heart could not slow down. And before when I had anxiety, I could breathe deep, take deep breaths, calm down. Like, what are you panic over? Everything's going right for you. You're in a promotion, you're making more money, you know, blah, 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 right? You're getting ready to get a car. I mean, it was like all this stuff, right? Okay, so things were coming to play. Absolutely, I just didn't see it. What had happened is I caught pneumonia. Had no symptoms of it whatsoever. None. No coughing. No. The only thing was the shortness of breath, and I thought it was anxiety, right? However, it went septic. So, and I didn't even know it. That's how strong I am. That's how strong my body is. It went and infected my heart. My heart went into AFib, which means my heart could not regulate itself. It was beating way too fast. I didn't know this, right? On a Friday, I tried taking NyQuil, tried taking all that. Couldn't keep anything down. Was so sick, so weak. Tried to get some. I tried to make it through the weekend. On Monday, I'm like, I've got to go in. Couldn't get anybody to get me, to take me. Everybody was busy, so I ended up having to call an ambulance, right? So I call an ambulance. My ex, he's like asking them when I was coming back, and he didn't go with me. By the way, he didn't go with me. He chose drugs, which is all part of the universe, right? I'm getting to this. So they told him I wasn't coming back. I was very sick. My heart was beating 200 beats a minute. 200 beats a minute. Okay, so what had happened is I get admitted, not in the ICU, not in the cardiac care unit, but in the medical intensive unit care unit, and that is what we call, in my family, we've had a lot of death, the death ward. A lot of people do not walk out of there. It is, you are deathly ill. You're dying, okay? When I was admitted the next day, he left the state, so they took him out of my life, right? That's what I was wanting. Take who you don't want in my life, take him out. They did, right? It crushed me, it did. I felt abandoned, okay? I'm in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 6-7 days at this point. They could not regulate my heart for nothing. They had gotten the infection under control, but my heart would not regulate on its own. I have blown IV after IV after IV. They finally put in one straight to my heart with medication. I couldn't even lift up my head without my heart going over 140 beats a minute. So, on a Friday, they said to me, look, we've done everything we can for you. What we're going to do is we are going to shock your heart. So the next day, they were going to shock my heart. I was on blood thinner. They had to do it with a camera because my heart is just quivering, right? And if they shock your heart and it goes back into regular rhythm, normal sinus rhythm, you can stroke out because of all the blood that's pulling right there, okay? So it's very dangerous. And it only had a 60% chance of actually working. Okay. So, and this is what I talked to you guys about home, right? About wanting to go home. That night, at 8:43, I was in my room, right? Which I was right outside the nurse's office. I was in my room, nurse's station. And I just had a heart-to-heart with God, the universe, the divine. At the time, I called it God. Now I know it's the divine. I know there's several of them, right? There's all kinds of angels. There's all kinds of guides. There's, it's a rooted belief, right? We are all sovereign beings, okay? And I said, look, I'm ready to come home. I want to come home. I want to come home. I want that peace, right? I'm at peace. I'm ready to come back home. That's what I said. That's what I said. My children are grown. They're taken care of. I want to come home. I knew I was dying. I want to come home. But I said, if you have a purpose for me here, to stay here, I will fight. I will fight. I will come back and I will serve that purpose. And look at what I'm doing right now. I'm serving my purpose. Okay. At that point, I got peace and I fell asleep. Okay. I just thought it was the medication they give me because it was very painful to have your heart beating like that all the time. That was at 8:43. My youngest son came up around 10 something, flipping out because my alarms were always going off. They were always going off, flipping out because my heart rate was not where it was. He's like, "Oh my God, Mom, your heart's only at 65 beats a minute. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong." I'm like, if it's anything, the nurses would be in here, right? I didn't think anything of it. The nurse comes in to check on me when they were doing rounds, and they looked at my heart rate. And they looked at the chart, and they went back, and they came back in, and they're like, your heart converted on its own and went back into normal sinus rhythm at 8:43. I know it gives me chills too. When I told them that I would fight and stay here for my purpose, right, I would do that. Okay. I would do it. I would fight, right? I'm going to back up here in a second, so I'm getting to this. It still gives me chills. Then they freaked out, right? Because my heart converted on its own. My heart was just doing this, and I had blood pooling. They were terrified I was going to stroke out, right? So curtains opened up. They're watching me like a hawk to make sure I don't stroke out, okay? So I'm going to back up. Before my son came in, right? Shortly after I said, I will fight, I will stay here for my purpose, right? I'm going to tell you who hopped into Messenger, okay? Who hopped into Messenger, just did a wave and said, hey, how are you doing? How you been? It was Steven, my twin flame, which I didn't know at the time, but it was like, holy crap, look who just popped in. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I just put it aside, right? That was the universe saying, hey, you're here for him, you're here for another purpose, this is your home is still here, right? You don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to come back, your home is here, we have it. You do have to find it inside you. That is part of the inner work. You do have to find it inside you and find that balance, right? Longer story short, I'm going to shorten it now. On a Friday night, they thought I was going to have to do rehab because I had been in bed for 9 days, exhausted body, thought I was going to have to learn how to, I couldn't, walk, stand, do all that stuff. Nope. They thought I would still be in the hospital and rehab for a while. No. That happened Friday night. My heart converted on my own. Tuesday morning, I was back at work. Tired and exhausted, but I was back at work. And 10 days later is when I met Steven. Now, was it a journey of push and pull, running and chasing? Absolutely. We still have the push and pull. You still have to do the inner work. Are we where I want us to be at this point, where he wants us to be? No, because we still have work to do. Are we going to end up completely together and living together? Yes. Do I have to marry the man? No, because I always spread on marrying him. I don't need that traditional thing. Would I like that? Yeah. Do I have to have it? No. What I'm saying to you is, don't doubt it anymore. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Everything happens for a reason. There's a purpose for everything, okay? There is a purpose. Everything happens for a reason, for you to grow, to learn, to be here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to show you my journey. I'm here to show you how I have learned, how I've done the inner growth and worked at New Earth community. Go there. They're putting she's got all kinds of stuff on Facebook, okay? She's got, you can go to Sophia's channel, right? Sophia Charles, New Earth community, right? The mystical child. She does birth charts. She does the planets. It's all about it. It's amazing. Do it. Get into it. Once you get into it, once you take that leap of faith, get out of everything falls into place. Stop worrying about bills. Stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about your twin flame, okay? That's another thing. That's another thing that they're going to teach you, and that's what I'm going to show you. You can't focus on them. You can't worry about them. When you worry about yourself, obsess about yourself. You got to obsess about yourself. You got to love yourself unconditionally like you do them, okay? Because we're one and the same. Anyway, I'm just saying, understand they are your twin flame, okay? You have that knowing. I've known it. I've known he was different. I've known he was the one. I didn't understand a twin flame at that point, but I knew that this person, he's home. The first time he held me, it was home. Every one of my walls I've ever had were gone. Gone. Okay? It's all about commitment, though. You got to commit to yourself. You got to get that the negativity out, right? You got to block it out. You got to. It is. It's all about commitment and moving forward, okay? And just be in your knowing and love yourself unconditionally. You're worth it. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna do a quick reading. It's gonna be a love reading. What I'm feeling. Anyway, can we do a love reading for the divine masculine? Where the divine masculine is for the divine feminine for the connection right now. Let me see if I can do one real quick. One card at a time. Hold on here. Thank you. All right. One card at a time. Oh, okay. Thank you. Today is my mother's funeral. So I am going to be attending that. Well, it's more of a memorial. And wow, okay. Can you clarify the Ten of Pentacles, please? I'm not sad about it at all. I mean, she's up where she needs to be, right? She's still here with me. There was some stuff I needed to heal about that. Absolutely. Ten of Pentacles, please. That's like the final piece for me. For me to do my healing, and it's kind of crazy, is it took the death of my parents. For me, anyway. And I know that today is just going to be that complete. Thank you. I can't ever stop working on yourself. Can't ever stop working on that inner child. Ever. 7. Thank you. Okay. Sun. Thank you. Okay. Connecting energy, please.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Back karmic cycles. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. What I'm getting right now is there's a completion. Okay. The karmic cycle has ended. We're getting ready to go into another one. Are you going to repeat it, or have you learned from it? And that's where we are with Mercury retrograde. That's where we are in the new phase and in Taurus right now. But I do feel the love here. But it's kind of an explanation of where they're at and what they're wanting. Okay, so they see you as the Ten of Pentacles, and remember the divine's working on the masculine and letting them know that they don't have to offer you the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, because that's what they want to do. They want to give you that stable foundation, the family. They want to give this all to you, right? But they don't have to, right? They're realizing that. They're realizing that that's not what's important. So they're learning to balance out their logic with the emotion for the feminine, and you need to tap into your masculine. So that's what we need to do. We need to find our stability on our own. Okay, it's clarified by the world. Whoops, it was not upside down. It's clarified by the world, right? They want to offer you the world. They see the world. You're their world. Okay, you're the world. Right? You make their world go round. I'm just carrying world. Okay, you are everything. They put you on a pedestal. They really do. Isn't always something that we want. We don't want to be put on a pedestal because we feel like we have to live up to something, their expectations, right? They see you as the high priestess. This represents you. This represents the divine feminine. Okay, they know that you are a sovereign being, but right now this is them tapping into their feminine side. That's what I'm getting. Okay, getting into that new beginning of the truth. Okay, all right. So they're learning the truth, starting that new beginning and balancing out their feminine with their masculine. Okay, so they're getting into their emotions because that's what that is today. That's what that one is. And we have the Eight of Wands. Wands is action. Wands is passion. Wands is knowledge. Okay, this is movement. It's swift movement. It's also communication. Okay, so what they want to tell you, and so be looking for a message. Usually that's what this is telling us, that there's a message coming in and it's going to come in quickly. Doesn't mean to go check your phone right after you see this. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen within minutes. I'm not going to promise any of that stuff. You see that crap on YouTube or whatever. You listen to this, you'll get a message in 5 minutes. Okay, whatever. Okay, just know that they're gonna reach out to you. They've gone inside, right? They want to tell you that they've gone in and they've worked on their dark side. Okay, they've gone in, they've done the hermit mode. They've gone in and they've found their light. You are part of that light, right? We're light workers. You need to go in and make sure you balance out and you find your light and you make your light shine bright. And what you understand, we shine the brightest in our dark times. Okay, that's what you got to understand. Our light outshines the darkness. Our light outshines the darkness. Our light outshines the darkness. Okay, Seven of Wands, right? They are ready to defend you. They're ready to come in and fight for this. They're fighting for this connection. They are fighting for this connection. Number 6, Six of Wands, victory. This wand, right, is new beginning, right? They're fighting for you. This card can have several different meanings, but today this is what they're telling me. They're fighting for this connection. They're fighting for you. They're getting their balance, right? They're balancing out. Okay, that's what this is. This is also a twin flame card. Okay, it's also a slow moving card, but this is more about balancing, and it's telling you to fight and do the work. Fight for them. Don't give up. Don't give up on them. They're not giving up on you. Don't give up on them. You give up on yourself, you give up on them, right? Balance. Find your masculine and work on your masculine. It is in the inner child. Okay, inner child program. This is how they see you. The most positive card in the deck is the sun. You are the sun. You are their light, okay? This is how they see you. Look at this. You're bright. You come shining in. You're the victory. You're amazing. That's how they see you, right? They're telling you, balance it out, okay? The divine is saying balance it out. That's what the Two of Pentacles is. Decide on what you're going to do, because that is what's delaying it, is this. You not balancing out Okay, your masculine and your feminine, and getting into your purpose. Do your purpose. What are you doing to help others? Okay? What are you doing to help others? Here is connecting energy, right? Abundance. Okay? Prosperity. Nine of Pentacles. Okay? Abundance and prosperity. That's how they see you. That's what you have. You can have this, right? They want to offer you this, and they know that, and this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what Divine is trying to tell you, and this is what your masculine has been told. Once you guys work on yourself, once you guys collaborate and come together, and honestly, once you really start working on yourself, all of that will happen, but abundance and prosperity will follow. Okay? You got to know your worth. Your net worth is your self-worth. Okay? Bottom of the deck, karmic cycle. Are you going to repeat the cycle, or are you going to learn from it? And did you learn something so you're not going to repeat it? Because if you didn't learn from it, it's still going to be the in and out. It's still going to be the push and pull. It's still going to be all of that. All right? It is. It's going to be all of it. Push, pull, in, out. You've got to decide. You got to take the negativity out. You got to do it with love. Okay? You got to do it with love. All right? I'm going to throw in a couple messages. We'll see if they have any. Do you have any messages for the Divine Feminine right now? What the Divine Masculine would say to them right now if they aren't able to say? Okay. Anything. And I don't put all fluffy messages. It's what we want. Not what we want to hear. It's what we need to hear. You know, if any of this triggers you, you know, that means you got work to do. We're here to trigger you, unfortunately. What's not unfortunate, that is fortunate. And I listen to Sophia, I listen to Sheetal, I listen to Andrea, I go to them. If anything triggers me in any of them, I'm like, okay, all right, I got work to do. You always have work to do, right? You always have work to do. I'm always doing. Every day I do that. So I didn't get a third-party card, but a third-party message did come out. But just know that's done for a reason. It's for you to work on yourself, and we can't focus on them. Once you focus on them, it delays the connection. So you just have to let them work out that karmic situation, which has ended. A lot of them, it has ended. Most of them. It has ended. That's what, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being corrected. That karmic cycle has ended, okay? It is, they just feel stuck. A lot of them are stuck. And it can be, it doesn't have to be a person. Now this card, this message says that, and it's not going to be for everybody. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? Don't try to get it to fit. It could be, it could be referring to their children. It could be referring to family members, right? Okay? So it could be family members holding them back. It could be a mother. It could be, a child, their children. It could be the job. It could be friends, time, money. It doesn't have to be a romantic person. So don't take it that way, all right? Just take what resonates, okay? This connection scares me. Heck yeah, it scares me too. It still scares me at times. It still scares me at times because it's like, wow, did that really just happen? Especially when we have that knowing and you have that connection, you're like, whoa, whoa, and it is intense. It's like, wow, did you just really just say what I thought? I mean, weird. Okay, you are my home. What did I say? What did I say, right? I've always loved you. I hurt you because I was afraid to tell you the truth. And they're afraid of the truth themselves, right? They're afraid of the connection. It's not that they don't want to tell you they're lying to you. It's not like they, the truth is they want this. They just don't know how to do it. They don't understand the connection, right? They love you. They don't know how to love you, right? They don't know how to accept love. It's part of it. Be patient while I heal, okay? I'm scared. They're scared. They're afraid to tell you they're scared. And you're going to be like, what are you scared about? I love you. Come on, get your butt over here, right? You inspire me, okay? There is someone else, but I choose you.
Just know that, right? And if you really do love yourself and you understand the whole thing, that's what I'm talking about. You can't discuss this with other people. You just can't. You know that they want you. You know that they're not happy wherever they're at. Whoever they're talking to, whoever is keeping them away, if it's a child, if it's a job, if it's whatever, you know that's not what they want, okay?
It's not what they want.
And I love you.
All right. So
I'm sending you my positive energy. I'm sending my love out to you guys. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Work on yourself. Get into the inner child program. The programs work. She has money back guaranteed. There's no reason not to invest in yourself. Invest. That's also what Nine of Pentacles is. It's also investing in yourself. Okay? That's also what it says. They stopped me when I said that. It's also investing in yourself. She has money back guaranteed, right? Like, I can help you. You can book me. I can do readings for you. I can help you. I can counsel you. They can counsel you. All of them can. They do image readings. I can give you the links to her website. I can do that. Just let me know. Let me know. We're here for you. We're here to teach you. We're here to help you heal. Okay? All right. Out.